Hello guys. Hi, it's Monday, June 2nd. I don't feel that well. I haven't had dialysis since Saturday morning, and I feel like I'm probably overfilled with fluids. My chest hurts. I feel like my blood pressure is super high. I'm having a pain going down my arm. And I'm refusing to go to the hospital because I hate it. I know you guys understand me when I say that. So yeah, since I am home, I made me a little tofu stew, even though I probably shouldn't have this, but it's what I really want. And I thought I would talk to you guys about some things that you can expect when you are on dialysis. One of those being not feeling well every day. I even considered getting on disability because in the beginning, like I told you, when I lost my kidney in 2023, I was like a zombie all of 2024. I could not get it together. I did not feel well. I was asleep most of the time. Like I was not sleep, but like in a half, like, I don't know, like in a limbo state. I don't know how to describe it because there was times where I just couldn't sleep at all, like for a year. Just this past month and some change, have I been able to get at least 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, which is crazy. If you have ever went without sleep, you know that you can start getting like delusional, like a little bit like crazy in the head. Oh my God. If you've never had tofu stew, you need to try it. I love it when I put the kimchi inside. It's just delicious. See, like, ooh. Some tofu right there. So good. So when I first started dialysis, I really didn't know what to expect. The most that I knew was that I was gonna get, this is my fistula, it's really big. That I was gonna get stuck 3 times a week, and that this machine was gonna filter out my blood and any of the toxins or fluid buildup that I have there, And I would do that for 3 hours, 3 times out of the week. I started at first Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I was going in the afternoon. Like my session started at 3 o'clock, but I kind of felt like that was late in the day, and I also felt like it was affecting work. Like I was taking too much time Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I switched my days to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But now Saturdays are rough because I can't really schedule anything early in the morning to go do anything. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel after dialysis. So sometimes it just takes my whole Saturday. And I'm sleeping. I could sleep at dialysis. However, I'm scared because the one time, one of the times that I did fall asleep, I guess my arm moved and I infiltrated, meaning the needle went out of the fistula and my arm just swelled up. It started swelling up. It was so painful. And then I couldn't get dialysis for a few days, meaning I had to sit with extreme fluid buildup, and that really affects your blood pressure. It affects your sleep. And once you're affected with your sleep affects your skin. It affects your mental capacity to do things, to retain information, to just even function on a daily basis. It was so hard for me. I was getting rashes all over my face, and I still have a little bit of a rash now. I just started getting back into my skincare routine. I was so depressed and so just honestly tired and not able to do anything. Like, listen, walking up a flight of stairs is too much. Walking down the block, I'm out of breath. The wind that has been here this spring has literally almost taken me out. I have now a inhaler that I have to take. And I also have, like I said, a medication that I take for my heart. It's called Dialysis, and it's for anti-inflammatory reasons, and so that I don't get pericarditis. All right, so dialysis. When you first start dialysis, they weigh you when you get there to see your pre and post weight. So when I go in, I'm usually around 54, like I want to say 118, 120 pounds, and my dry weight is usually 115. I do think that my dry weight is lower than that because I lost so much weight in the hospital, but I have no way of really knowing. And sometimes if they take off too much fluid, which again, they always, for me, my capacity is 2 liters. Some people could take off 5, some people can't take off 2. It all depends on you, how much fluid you are allowed to take off. Okay, so somebody calls me. I almost forgot where I was, what my train of thought was. But I think I was talking about fluid and how much to take off and stuff like that. For me, I only can take off 2 liters because I start cramping. That's another thing to know about dialysis. You know what Charlie horse feels like a bitch? You can get that almost anywhere. I have cramps in my hands. I have cramps in my arm. I have cramps in my legs the most, even if I still have fluid on. And I've actually cramps in my face, which I thought was so insane because my face just stood a certain way. Another call. Hopefully there's no more interruptions. I'm almost done with my stew now because it's getting a little cold, so I like it nice and hot. Yeah, I feel like that needs to be warmer. Yeah, so you start cramping. They say this usually happens when you have too much fluid on or too little bit of fluid. I don't know. For me, it seems like it just randomly happens, and I have cramps that are painful and take a long time to go away. They have to usually give you more fluid back, which again, you don't want. Or they give you oxygen. So it opens up your veins and you're not cramping. I will tell you, you no longer get to see a nephrologist in the office, at least not in my area. Once you're on dialysis, the nephrologist comes to you and it's based on their schedule, which I don't really like. I don't really like telling everybody my business, you know, like it's in an open setting with all the other patients. They're asking you personal questions. It's just not ideal. Like, I don't like that. If you're a person that's private, I'd rather meet you in the office so we can make a plan. All right. You also get like a social worker to help with your mental health because, of course, listen, you are going through it. Going through it. You get a dietitian, and then you have a whole team of like nurses that help you navigate the process and answer any questions that you may have while you're there in dialysis. My facility does not allow you to bring, you know, visitors with you, so you're there by yourself. It can be jarring and depressing to see so many people on dialysis. Just imagine a room with tons of chairs and everybody is hooked up. You know, the machines are beeping and it's just like, it sucks because you know you need this in order to live. Now again, there's different stages of kidney failure. Some people still have kidney function and they get dialysis, meaning they can still urinate and release the toxins from their body. Me, unfortunately, I no longer urinate. My kidneys are completely shot. So if I miss dialysis, I'm typically screwed. I need dialysis in order to function properly. Like today, I just feel, you know, blah, and I want to lay down and go to sleep. I also didn't get good sleep last night, so we'll see how that goes. The dietitian definitely, they take your blood work. I want to say once a month, maybe even twice a month. They want to see your phosphorus levels, your potassium levels, your protein levels. Because again, your body's not really retaining as many nutrients as you would hope it would. I find myself starved 90% of the time. Like, I feel like I always need to eat, but then it's like, what do I eat? Because I can't have too much salt intake because that causes fluid retention. And then depending on what you eat, you get thirsty, you know? And you want to have more to drink. What I've been doing, because again, they didn't tell me this in the beginning. I had to figure this out myself and then finally ask. But you're only allowed to have like 32 ounces of fluid a day. And that's inclusive of, let's say, the soup that I'm having, any ice cream or ices, anything that can turn into liquid form should be included. What I've been doing is breaking it up into 4 8-ounce portions a day. 8 ounces of maybe coffee, or 4 ounces of coffee and 4 ounces of water in the morning, so I can take my medicine and have my breakfast. And then in the afternoon, I'll have like 8 ounces of something to drink to have with my lunch. And then midday, if I'm thirsty, I'll have something else to drink. And then at night, I have the last 8 ounces to go with my dinner. So that's been working for me. I do need to get a better, meal plan. So hopefully I can take you guys on the journey with me and you can see what kind of foods I'm picking out. I'm starting to see that the Mediterranean diet is the best kind of anti-inflammatory diet that I can choose. So I might go that route, but I do love to cook and I love different cuisines. So that might be difficult. I like to think everything in moderation, so we shall see. So they take your blood, they tell you what your levels are at, tell you to watch like your phosphorus levels. I take phosphorus binders. Don't ask me what phosphorus really is. I just know that certain foods have phosphorus in it and it makes you extremely itchy. So itchy, in fact, that you can actually like draw blood. So it almost feels like something's underneath your skin and you need to scratch. Craziness. So I take a phosphorus binder with every single meal. I no longer have like Coca-Cola and stuff like that. Anything that's like brown has phosphorus in it, brown colas. And I try to stay completely away from the frozen section at the supermarket and the deli section because that has tons of preservatives, tons of salts, and you're just going to end up with crazy fluid retention. I have one leg. My right leg is bigger than my left leg because of the fluid retention. It's bonkers. Trying to think of other things I can let you know about dialysis. They do give you like a protein shake or a protein bar while you're there. It's helped me plenty of times feel like full and nourished. So I usually take a chocolate protein bar, and I believe the shakes are called like Nepro shakes, and they're very much for dialysis patients because if you take like Ensure or something else, it has a lot of potassium, other things that, the kidneys probably can't process as well. So I would watch out for that. What else? You are allowed to get off your dialysis machine early. However, you do have to sign a waiver, almost like if you were leaving the hospital against medical advice, because they do tell you that you risk being sick if you don't stay for your whole session. In my clinic, if you just get pulled off maybe 10 minutes beforehand, they don't make you sign a waiver. They let you go. And for me, I can start feeling when I'm cramping now. So if I have like 7 minutes left, I'm like, take me off because this is painful and I don't want to go through that. So yeah, they'll take you off your machine. What else? You shouldn't eat when you're at dialysis because obviously you're just putting on more weight. Or I don't really listen to that. I take like a candy or something so I can suck on. Because I always, like I said, I always feel starved. And by the end of dialysis, I want to say the last hour, I'm like burping uncontrollably. Don't know why, but that happens. And I think that's pretty much it. It might be like for me, when I was first going, I was cold a lot of the time. And they told me that's because like half of my blood is out of my body and you're going to be cold. but the chairs do have heaters. So I use the heaters for the chairs, and they do have like a TV so you can watch. So that's nice. But yeah, it can be pretty depressing. In between going to dialysis, you very much have to watch your fluid intake, and you can feel very sick. Sometimes after dialysis, I feel great. I'm ready to run out the door, like, and start my day. And some days I feel god awful, like I have the flu or something, and my head is hurting, and I need to go home. And it kind of makes me depressed because I'm a person that likes to work. And I can't, physically I'm unable at times to work. So I hope it gets better. I just went to my oncology appointment. I'm supposed to get a PET scan to make sure that I don't have cancer again. Pray that I don't, please. Because if I do, I'm gonna have to treat that and then wait 2 years to even get on a transplant list. And I don't know that I can handle it. I really don't. It makes me worry just even thinking about it. Anyways, I have a PET scan that I have to get done. And based on those results, I'll be able to tell you guys if, I'm good to go. And if I'm good to go, that means I get to get on the transplant list in February. And that makes me super excited. Even though, listen, a transplant is not easy. I'll tell you right now, it's not easy. I'm already worried that I'm going to get moon face on prednisone. And, I have to go to the doctor so many times. You might reject like the medication that you have to get adjusted. Like, it's just a lot. The amount of liquid that you have to drink from then not drinking any liquid. I get it. It's going to be a lot, but I think having a kidney is better than going on dialysis or being on dialysis forever, because this is rough. It is so rough right now. My stomach is bloated and my right leg is bloated and really big. And all I want to do is lay down. So I'm going to go do that now. Hopefully edit this video later and get it out there, and very much try to be, consistent, because, I would love to have a family on here to talk to. And I'm sure there's other people going through the same thing that, sometimes you have questions and you want to know what other people are going through and how they're experiencing it. So I hope that's what this video does. And I know there's plenty of others on YouTube that you can learn from as well. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, I will be here hopefully weekly trying to get back into my, book reviews and cooking and just health updates and vlogs. I love museum stuff, and that's what I went to school for. So yeah, I hope to get back into it now that I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in my next video.